How quickly do you think I'm going to get a copyright strike for that music? I'll try and be quick. Hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to Christchurch Airport. You join us here at the end, or towards the end, of our New Zealand leg. It has been manic, it has been non-stop, and there's been quite a lot of travelling in a short amount of time. So to recap, we flew into Auckland about a week ago now from Perth. It was only about a 5-hour flight, but there was a 5-hour time difference, so we were a little bit jet lagged to begin with. We drove straight over to Coromandel for the Leadfoot Festival. That was about a 3 or 4 hour drive. We spent the day at the festival and then drove straight down the following day to the Hastings Havelock North area. That was about a 6-hour drive in itself, but it was absolutely stunning. We spent a day in Havelock North before flying down to Christchurch on the South Island. That was a tiny little hour-long flight from the world's smallest airport, and as soon as we landed in Christchurch, we picked up a car and drove straight down to Queenstown. So that was about a 6-hour drive from Christchurch to Queenstown. We spent a day in Queenstown trying to explore, trying to see as much as we could, before driving back up to Christchurch, another 6-hour drive, where you join us now. We are about to fly to Auckland, where we're going to spend the night, and then tomorrow we're getting our flight on to Singapore. So yes, it's been super intense, but I feel like we've just about managed to cram in as much as possible to get an idea, a sense of what New Zealand has to offer, and it has been spectacular. But anyway, yeah, before I get copyright strike, let's get on this plane. Now, before we leave New Zealand entirely and head on to Singapore, there is one final bit of New Zealand or Kiwi car culture that I want to indulge in. And when you see in a second what it is, I think you'll all understand why I wanted to indulge in it. Since I started Drive the World, I've had a lot of sort of inquiries or attention from the Porsche community. It's probably because I picked a 911 as the main car to use, as I did this adventure. Now, of course, I do love Porsche, and my eyes have been open to them, but let's face it, you all know that my heart lies with these guys. And this year, I have not been making enough Ferrari content. It feels weird. I look back over the videos and I'm like, where's all the Ferrari videos? Well, today I'm rectifying that because I have come down to see Grant Baker. Now, you might know him on Instagram, any of you who are big social media followers or follow lots of different accounts, because he is one of the ultimate Ferrari collectors, I would say, in the world. So let's meet him and check out his collection.
Hi Sam, I'm Grant Baker and welcome to the Man Cave. Okay, well Sam, this is the A12 Superfast. This is in the launch colour, which is Lumino Opaco. It was a matte grey really. It's got the painted black wheels and yellow calipers, and I love V12 Ferraris, front engine Ferraris, and I think this one is the best of them so far. It's very easy to drive, but really, really fast as well. Driven it all over the world. We've had it. I've had the car about 13 months now, so we've had it up in Europe, all through Europe, all through the UK. It's a great place to drive it, better than New Zealand because you can speed a bit more. Over here, we have the 458 Speciale. It's got the Nart stripe, and I was lucky enough to get the number plate that said Nart on it. So Nart is for North American Racing Team. Everyone asked me that. It's in Rosso Corsa as well. We really went hard on the red here, so it's got the red interior, all red Alcantara and red calipers. Once again, that was the launch colour for this car. I move on to the Ferrari hypercar, which is the LaFerrari Aperta. I'm one of the very lucky people who actually got to have two LaFerraris, the LaFerrari Coupe and the Aperta. Unfortunately, I sold the LaFerrari Coupe, but I had to keep paying for new Ferraris. So this is a keeper forever for me though. It's a life car. Once again, I seem to have a constant theme going here on launch colours. This was the launch colour, so it's metallic black Nero with a red pinstripe on it, and the pinstripe runs up the front of the car, the hood or the bonnet, and then right through into the seats here. You can see all the red piping around the seats, and this one's got leather seats in it. My previous one had the Alcantara seats, but they're just a fantastic thing. 963 horsepower, which is so much power. It's unbelievable. It's 0 to 200 kilometres an hour, 125 miles an hour, roughly 7 seconds. Ferrari say under 7 seconds, so it's just so fast. Sort of face melting fast. 599 GTO. Once again, I got lucky with the number plate on the 599 GTO. I'm amazed no one had that here. But this is one of only 2 cars in the country, so it's quite a rare car here. I bought this second hand. I didn't buy it new. I bought it in the UK from Dick Lovett. Because I couldn't get a new one, but it was just, well, it still is a mint car, but it was beautiful when I got it. It had been very well looked after, had 5,000 miles on it, and I really like the spec on this. It's called Grigio Titanio, so it's it's sort of darkish grey, metallic grey. It's a little bit easier to look after than these flat colours. It's got matching wheels, and it goes through to the roof line, which is a matte version of the other paint. Full Alcantara interior in this car. It doesn't have any carpets. It's a hell of a lot of fun to drive. When we bought it in Europe, we did a couple of weeks driving around Europe in it, and got on those de-restricted roads. We got it up over 300 kilometres an hour, so which is, I was trying to go for 200 but couldn't quite get there because you keep catching up with traffic so fast. This car I got from DK Engineering in Chorleywood, just outside London, and the reason I bought it, I do really like 355s. I think they're a neat car to drive. Really, and sort of a nice mix between old school and new school, so they don't break down. They're simple to drive, but they've still got the old manual gear shift in them. But this car is really special because all the owners have not driven it. So it's 1999, and it's got 500 kilometres, about 300 miles on the clock. So it's a special car, and it's, I don't know if you can see in here, but it's still got the plastic on the sides of the bolsters there. It's got a high stop light in it. It's got carbon fibre door inserts on it, which I've never seen on one of these before. But I'm always tempted to drive it, especially while it's nice and sunny here in Auckland at the moment. So moving right along, bought this car new, so it's F12 TDF. It's in triple layer yellow, so Triplo Strato Giallo, I think, something like that anyway. It's my very poor Italian. There's a few quite special things about this car. I mean, it's special because it's a TDF anyway, so it's the very last of the F12s. So it's been put on a diet, lost some weight, and it's got more horsepower. So it's getting close to 800 horsepower, I think around 770, 780 horsepower. It's very, very fast and quite raw to drive, but kind of went nuts on the options on this because I thought I'm never going to sell it, so I might as well have everything I want. So what I think is the coolest thing really on this is this the shield on the side, the Cavallino Rampante. So this is painted on, and I'm lucky enough to have another TDF right next door here, which is not my car. I'm storing it for a friend, but you can see the difference between these two shields. So this was an Italian craftsman airbrushing this on, and the other one's a more standard badge. And I did a lot of negotiating with Ferrari to get them to do that, so I'm really pleased they saw things my way. Finally, I've got my race car here, so my 488 Challenge. So I drove this car in 2017 in the Asia Pacific Ferrari Challenge. Had an interesting time of it, so it didn't actually go very well. Did a lot better when I did season in 2018, which I did in a different car. But they're still a very cool car to drive, and I think the new Pista, I haven't driven one, but I've been a passenger in one, I think is going to be similar type of performance to this. It's basically got the same engine in the Pista as this, with lightened engine parts in it and stronger brakes and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's this is as hardcore as you can get in a Ferrari saloon car.
Now, of course, this is just ridiculous, and a huge thanks to Grant for talking us through it. But before we head out in one of the cars in true driveway goals style, we've got to go upstairs because it's not just the cars in this place which are fascinating. Let's go.
Okay, welcome to the upstairs of the man cave, where I hoard all my Ferrari-related memorabilia. I can't have it at home. Had it all thrown out of there. First thing which I'm very proud of is Nigel Mansell suit. So signed by Nigel. I was a huge Nigel fan back in the day. I think he's one of the greatest drivers ever, and probably a bit underrated. A bunch of silverware here from various race excursions. These are all the good stories, the bad ones are all buried away. Some interesting things here. I mean, people will have obviously seen these before, but these are Ferrari Classique books. So these are for like the TDF, LaFerrari, or if you get a book made up by Ferrari. The other thing here is one of the things they give you with LaFerrari. When you buy LaFerrari, you get a lot of gifts with it. So this is a book all about the development of the LaFerrari. And what else have we got here? Obviously, lots of Ferrari models everywhere. So these are the models they give you when you get your LaFerrari. So this is the LaFerrari coupe when I bought it. It's an exact replica of the coupe. And then there's the LaFerrari Aperta, which once again is an exact replica. And unfortunately, I don't have a 250 GTO, but it's as close as I'm ever going to get to one, I think. The actual invite that you got to buy a LaFerrari came in this box here. It's a carbon fibre box. And it was signed by, initially by Luca Montezemolo, and then they come signed by Sergio Marchionne. You get this key with your name engraved on the key, so it's like a very cool present. And then during the build process, you just get the odd other little thing like this little silver model of LaFerrari Aperta. This was an old Ferrari they used to give away way back in Enzo's day. When you were a special Ferrari customer, you used to get this as a gift. It used to have a bottle of olive oil in front and powered by a rubber band. Sort of trying to collect a bunch of Formula One memorabilia, and I really like the helmets. So I've got quite a few different ones here. I've got Barrichello from the old cigarette advertising days, Gerhard Berger, Eᴘ 20, Michael Schumacher, Kimi Räikkönen down the bottom, and John Lacey. Unfortunately, it's not a John Lacey Ferrari helmet, but I was a big fan of John Lacey, no matter what he drove really. And obviously did drive a Ferrari back in the day.
Oh, this is special enough, dude.
Just get that door slams quite easily.
Not sure I'm ready for this. Right, foot on the brake, ignition all the way around. Okay, are you ready? We think? Well, Grant, what an amazing way to end my trip in New Zealand, coming to visit you, and the man cave is like my dream. I hope you realise that.
That's cool. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm Ferrari obsessed and I haven't been making enough Ferrari content, so I appreciate you inviting me down. I want to start off though and understand, where did it begin for you? Where did your Ferrari story start?
Well, it started when I could afford one, really.
Sure.
So back in 1999, I sold a company and I had enough money to buy a Ferrari for the first time ever. So I took the plunge in a fairly big way and bought a 550 Maranello.
Okay, that is a big plunge. Yeah. So now, out of the cars that we just looked at, because there are a few that you haven't got in the man cave at the moment. Sure. Do you have one that you're naturally most attached to? Is there a sort of a standout car? I get the feeling it might be the TDF, but I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well, as you say, didn't see all the cars there. Probably, I do have an Eᴘ, which wasn't there today, but it probably is my favourite car. My Eᴘ's yellow, which I think is just the best colour for an Eᴘ.
Yeah. Such cool cars. Why does that one in particular, do you think, stand out?
I love the design of it. I think it was very futuristic when it came out and quite unusual. I don't think it was universally liked when it came out. So, but it's really like improved with time, and it's just wonderful to drive. It's not the fastest Ferrari ever or anything like that. It was pretty fast in the day.
Sure.
But no, it's just beautiful car to drive, and the driving position in it, the noises it makes. Naturally aspirated V12.
Yeah, that's one of those cars that for me is up on my list of just to experience, because yeah, super iconic. I've noticed that you're a big fan of red interiors. We've got a red carpet here in the A12. You had a red Alcantara interior, the Speciale. Any others had red? You had red piping on the LaFerrari Aperta.
Yeah, so I haven't gone very red with the paint colours.
No.
Not very often, but obviously you have to have some Rossa courses.
Yeah, somewhere. You've got to add it in. If you're buying Ferraris, you've got to have red somewhere, right?
That's right, that's right.
You smash life in my mind. You live in a country that I've fallen in love with cars that I've always loved, and you've done it very well. And I have to say, your memorabilia collection, I mean, that, I'm not going to say it, but that is almost better than the cars that are below it. But anyway, we're headed to the top of a hill, and there seems to be some JDM meet going on. Hello, Auckland and your car scene. Look at this. We're now crashing in the Superfast to take a few more photos and stuff.
So we're going to the Savage Memorial here, which is Prime Minister Michael Joseph Savage was the Prime Minister of New Zealand in the 30s.
Oh, nice.
They built this memorial to him. He sort of put the social welfare system into New Zealand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Look, I'm learning a bit as well as enjoying myself. Yeah,
that's right.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really, really appreciate it. Started my video with copyright music. I thought I'd end it with copyright music as well, just to try and ensure that I get that strike. Anyway, what an incredible way to spend literally my final couple of hours in New Zealand. I mean, I had literally 2 hours this evening to go and meet Grant and film his cars, and thank God I did, because what a cool guy and what an amazing setup. As I think I hinted towards in the clip just before, I was more amazed by his memorabilia than the cars, but no, of course the cars were amazing. And what an amazing and insane week it has been. I wish I'd spent longer in New Zealand, but as is going to be the theme throughout the year, we're never going to be anywhere for quite long enough, because trying to fit 38 countries I think we're up to now within 12 months is just near on impossible. So anyway, yeah, it's time to move on, head towards Singapore, but it has been amazing spending some time down here. So give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed today's video, but New Zealand videos in general, and make sure you stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.